Place Called Love. Let's start there. Let's start with the new album.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. The day of release, as the way where we're sitting here right now.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of anticipation, obviously, around this record. It's something I've been working on here for probably the last year and a half, 2 years of my life, you know. And what a wonderful response it got yesterday when it was released. It was incredible. So, just yet again, another example of people like myself want to go and buy some music with some integrity and morality and everything else that's involved in it, you know.
You know, there's the only people I ever hear about care about pre-sales anymore are people in the video game industry. You know, kids that are addicted to Halo and this and that, and then the next one's coming out. But kids who love video games and your fans, because people aren't they're not running out to record stores and buying in droves anymore. But your fans seem to have a different connection to you.
I've just, I've just had the good fortune of meeting a lot of people over the last 12 years of my life, including yourself and all the people that have come to the shows. You know, when it started, you know, playing places like the Arlington pub and Red Deer and having 2 people there and putting on a show, and then the next time I show up, there's 22, and then there's 202, and then there's, you know, and it's a lot of years of meeting a lot of people and making a lot of friends. So I believe in my heart that my friends go out and pick these up, and they want to know what I have to say and how I want to say it on this record. So.
You know that pub you're talking about, I prefer it when there's like 40 people there, so you can still get a drink.
You still get a drink.
It takes way too long now with the sellouts, man.
Yeah,
it takes too long. Hello, can I know the
I know the singer. I've got a ticket.
I've got a ticket. I swear. So I guess you would be. If somebody was looking at your career and you say you made a lot of friends along the way, it's pretty important to kind of remember that you're going to bump into the community's relatively small. You might bump into some of those people again, right? You're supposed to kind of treat everybody well on the way up.
Yeah, well, you know, it's one of the things where I think people always remember first impressions, but I think people remember second and third and fourth and fifth impressions as well, you know. And that's one thing I've always tried right from the beginning, is to sort of treat people the way that I'd like to be treated. Everybody, whether it be the person working the front desk at a beautiful building like this, or yourself, or the guy that's running the company. I mean, I think you have to pay everybody the respect they're due, and I think over the years people have got to know me the same way that I've got to know them. And I think that's the reason why the music, in my mind, in my heart, I think the music's getting better, because I'm getting to know my audience better. I'm getting to understand myself a wee bit better, and that's reflected in the music, I think.
I think you say you're getting to know your audience better. Your audience has grown so much since we first started chatting.
Yes.
That it's probably hard for you to keep up, because there's other people out there who are listening to your music that weren't necessarily, that hadn't caught on 5 years ago.
No, there's a lot of people. It's incredibly humbling, really, to think about it. You know, we were talking the other day, and I was introduced on stage, and it said, "Ladies and gentlemen, you know, this next guy, blah blah. You know, he sold over 500,000 records," and I went. I thought it was me that was up next. You know, 500,000 records. I went, "Holy smokes!" So then I go to a Tennessee Titans football game, and it says, you know, today's attendance is 62,000, and I'm looking in this stadium, I'm thinking, 62,000 is a lot of people, and we've moved over 500,000. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of hard-earned money that people have went and spent to purchase songs that come from my heart. You know, it's a very humbling experience, and something that I think something that I don't think anybody will ever realise how much I appreciate it. You know,
I think you do say thank you. You said it literally in one song called "Thank You."
Yes.
And you've said it "Good People."
Yes.
In there, you know, you do say thank you. I think people know that you feel legitimately thankful for what's gone on. But I also think that and see if you think that I'm right on this. When people go and see a Johnny Reid show, it's like a celebration, and all of your songs are very celebratory, whether they're sad songs and celebrating the life of somebody who's no longer with us anymore, or whether you're celebrating the birth of a child or a relationship or something. I get the sense that it's almost like we're almost like going to church with Johnny Reid. We're going to celebrate. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, I think
that's pretty deep.
Well, that is, and that's very insightful on your end.
Insightful.
But you know, Paul, here's the thing. Everybody talks about stars. You know, everybody talks about, well, you know, how does it feel to be a star? You know, it just depends on what you think a star is. You know, I know there's a lot of people in the world that feel a star is somebody who who rides around in tour buses and stays in nice hotels and has their face on magazines and television and all that stuff. But that was never a star to me. A star to me was more of the literal sense of a star. It was a wee piece of light in darkness, you know. It was something to wish on. It was something to look at and something to admire and something to always look up at. And that's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to do that through my music. I'm trying to give people a wee bit of hope that there's people like myself out there that feel the same as them, that feel the same about love, that feel the same about their babies, that feel the same about their relationships with friends and family, that feel the same about celebrating life, that feel the same about going to concerts and just letting go for 90 minutes. I think I represent a lot of people. I think I'm just a working class boy that had big dreams, and I worked hard enough to meet a lot of people that helped make my dreams come true. It's as simple as that.
I'm pretty happy that you are in the genre of country music in Canada. That's the kind of the medium, the genre, whatever, that embraced you.
That's right.
First. A lot of people say, you know, that doesn't, maybe they listen to a song and say, that doesn't really sound like country music to me. But I heard somebody put it an interesting way the other day, that you have the storytelling aspect of country music in there with some of the musicianship and the musical aspect and the instrumentation of soul. And you put them together. Is that, and I thought, yeah, that's it. That's about as
kind of works out.
You break it down kind of scientifically, and that's the way it works. But you know, there's pop side. There's a big pop shoot off with Lady Antebellum and Carrie Underwood and
that's right.
You know, Taylor and stuff right now in the world of country. So why can't there be a little soul side
Absolutely.
avenue as well? And the good thing about it is nobody else is doing it.
Yeah, I guess. You know, I'm not really trying to reinvent the wheel. No. You know, I'm just singing songs that make me happy, that enable me to put my white shoes on every night, step on stage and enjoy myself. Because I reckon, you know, if I'm going to be away from my family, I'm going to be touring and visiting all these places, I might as well have a great time while I'm doing it, you know. I think I'm just a product of my environment. I grew up, my father was a hard-working man. He loved Don Williams and you know, Charlie Rich and Charlie Pride and all these things. So I heard these songs, these storytelling songs when I was growing up, Jim Reeves. And then my mother loved Motown and soul music. So it's really no surprise that I enjoy all aspects of different music. And I'm sure if you stop somebody in the street out there and say, you know, hey, what kind of music do you listen to? There'll be a few that will be pretty genre specific, but the majority of people, I would imagine, would say, well, yeah, I listen to a wee bit of everything. That's what I offer, a wee bit of everything, because that's what I enjoy. You know, I let each song be what each song needs to be. My granny's song, Tell Me Margaret, my granny loved steel guitar. So I thought, you know, what better place to use a steel guitar than on the song that I wrote for my granny, you know. I loved Wilson Pickett when I grew up, so when I wrote Love Thing, it screamed out Wilson Pickett to me, and I wanted to hear that Stax horn section on there, you know. So I just make each song what that song needs to be in order for me to know in my heart that it's true, you know.
Today I'm going to try and change the world. That can be as big. I mean, that's the first single, right? That can the idea of that can be as big as you want it to be or as small as you want it to
yes.
be. Right?
Absolutely.
What is it for you? What is it for you?
Well, it's just my take on things.
Yeah.
I was sending Tyler out to school. I've got 3 sons, as you know, and a brand new baby girl. But Tyler was going to school, and Mr. Williams was picking him up in the school bus, and he said, right, Dad, have a great day. I said, right, son, you have a great day, love you. Go out there and change the world. In passing. Closed the door. And I thought to myself, how ignorant of me to ask my 7-year-old boy to go out there and try and change the world when there's probably some things that I could do myself. And that was the idea of the song. So I sat down at my piano, and I didn't even play a note. I just took a piece of paper and I started writing things down that I could do on a daily basis. I mean, I don't have all the money in the world. You know, I'm not Bill Gates, so I can't go and, you know, give fresh water to the world. You know, I can't do that. However, I can say hello to my neighbour. I can greet him with a smile. I can sit and talk to a stranger. You know, I can tell somebody I love them. I can teach my kids right from wrong. These are all things that I can do on a daily basis that, to be honest, I may never see the results of in my lifetime. But my hope is that maybe my boys would see the results of that, or my daughter's kids, or their kids. Many moons from the seeds that I sow, you know, they might get to reap the benefits of that on some level. This song was a very personal song. I was never meant to preach. I'm not put in this world to preach. God knows I'm in no place to preach. However, I thought to myself, sometimes we as people, all we need is for one person to stand up and say it. And I thought, I'll be that guy. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to say, today I'm going to try and change the world. And lo and behold, there's a lot of people that feel the same as me.
Yeah, it's a great song, man. It's a great song. I think every now and again when a governing body of some sort gives an award to somebody, like a Rising Star Award,
yes,
very often you don't hear from that person again. Sometimes it's a curse, right?
Right.
It's a curse. Was it 2006, the Canadian Country Music Association
yes,
gave you
you're
the Rising Star Award?
You're right.
I know I'm right, because I Wikipedia'd it.
And they gave me a truck as well.
They gave you a truck, that's right.
That I never did see.
But they're probably patting themselves on the back like crazy because they were like, we were right.
You were right.
Look at that. Because sometimes, you know, they don't always get that right, but they were right. I want to look back at that, and I mean, that's, it's 4 years now.
Yeah,
right?
5 years. Yeah.
5 years, yeah. What do you think? What stands out? What's...
Well, I think what stands out the most is that
doesn't that seem like 10 seconds ago?
It does. It seems like just yesterday. My granny was in the audience. We were in St. John, New Brunswick. You know, I'll never forget it. It was, you know, Anne Murray was there and Terry Clark was sitting in front of me, and you know, I'm sitting there with my wife and I'm sitting with my granny and my mother and my father, and it was a very special moment, you know, and something I'll never forget. But like you asked, I mean, looking back on that, a lot's happened since then, Paul. You know,
do you recognize the guy back then? Because you seem like the same guy to me.
I did.
Yeah.
I was the same guy.
Yeah.
I've not changed. I credit myself on that. I take that back. I've not changed. I have changed. You know, I have changed. I think I've become a better father, a better husband, a better son, a better brother. I feel like I've become a better songwriter, and I know for a fact I've become a better entertainer just through all the times I've walked on stage. But I hope I never lose my sense of humbleness, because I want to make sure I keep my feet on the floor. It's taken me a long time to get where we sit today. This has been 12 years,
yeah.
And it's taken me a long time to get here, and I plan on staying here for quite some time. And I don't know what the future holds. But the best part about it, Paul, is I feel like I'm just getting started. I really do feel like I'm just getting started. I still see that wee boy in the mirror when I wake up. I stand and I look in the mirror and I brush my teeth. And there I was, you know, 20 odd years ago with a toothbrush pretending that I was on the Terry Wogan show or that I was on Top of the Pops. Or, you know, I'm still that guy and I'm still full of that innocence. And I hope I never lose that innocence. I believe the music business is a beautiful place. And I refuse to allow anything to jade me, and that I believe music is something that will live forever, much longer than myself. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to leave a great legacy, that it's okay to dream. And I hope, if nothing else, that's what people learn from me, and that's what my boys learn from me, is that I don't care what they do with their lives, except I just want to make sure they're not going to be scared to chase a dream. You know?
A little bit of homework for our Explore Music audience out there. Google Terry Wogan. That's it.
Terry Wogan.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks.